You're listening to the Every Day is a New Day show. Inspirational conversations with movers and shakers about moving forward and choosing to embrace a positive outlook. Now, here's your host, Kim O'Neill.
Welcome. My name's Kim O'Neill, and I'm a twice certified transformational coach, Reiki master, best-selling author, podcast host, former crime analyst, and big believer in learning from everything so you can confidently move forward in life. You can join us for the live shows most Wednesdays on Facebook at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And now, here's today's newest awesome guest. With that said, I'm really excited to share with you today my guest, Renee Rose. Welcome, Renee.
Hello, everyone.
So I love Renee's energy, and I'm going to go ahead and just share with you a little bit about Renee, as I typically do. And I hope that you also can hear me okay. I have a little bit of a mic adjustment going on my end. So if you hear anything awkward, I would love to just get your feedback on that. Feel free to type that down below. But let's share with you who Renee is. So my guest, Renee Rose, is an intuitive life coach, metaphysical minister, and host of the spiritual interview show, The Spot On Show. I invite you to join us today to hear more about Renee, because that's her in like one sentence, right? But she has so much to share with us today that is inspiring and moving and all of that I'm excited to get into today. So how are you doing today, Renee?
Very good. Very good to be here. I'm glad I'm still here to be here. Everything's been so awesome. It's great. Really
Good. Well, so let's get into it. I only shared a little bit about, some of the things that you do today, but you have a lot of inspiring messages for people. And one of the things that I really love to share with the audience are, my guests' real life stories of what they've experienced that may have been a challenging time in their life, where it was also a moment of growth and, provided, of course, these just invaluable life lessons. And I know, like all of us, you have some of those as well. So would you share with us some of your journey and, how you've learned to extract the positive lesson from maybe some of your challenging times?
Well, I had a couple of them. I was 4 when I had a walk-in experience, but I was so young, So later on, when I was older, my second child passed away. And I really needed to I asked for a confirmation to make sure everything was okay. And I had a one-on-one with the Creator. At least I felt that. After experiencing all my life, talking to passed on people and bringing in angels and dealing with growing up and learning everything all by myself, this experience was very different from all the rest. Because when you connect with the Creator, it's overwhelmingly loving. I just don't know how to explain it compared to all the other energies that I've dealt with. Even Mother Mary is so beautiful and special, but the Creator is so full of love. It's just like the tiniest essence blows you away with love. So we have to kind of grow to be ready for that. Literally, that was what I learned was, oh yes, there's a Creator. But the love is so unconditionally overwhelming. Now I understand that we have to get to that point. Now I understood with the angels that they want more purity when you bring them around. But now I understand with that experience that it's really as much love and positive and high vibe you can be. So this crazy woman who's been too loving and so sickening sweet and lovey-dovey, all love is what my life has been about, and everyone just thinks I'm whatever. But I have to keep coming back to who I am because of that one experience where most people would turn away from the Creator. I sought my Creator out, even though I already knew that my Creator was there. And I felt weird afterwards asking for such a confirmation. It almost felt silly, but in a dark, despair time like that, of seeing your 5-month-old child dead in his crib, That's tragic. So we as humans come to those tragic levels in life, and that's what builds our character. If we didn't do things in life, we wouldn't get very far if it was all easy. So us angelic people, empaths, healers, light workers, we've had very difficult lives to bring ourselves to where we are empowered now. And it was hard to live unempowered or disempowered or less empowered, but not anymore. Not anymore.
Renee, thank you so much for sharing that. The way I'm going to put it into context is that you've been on this spiritual journey your whole life, and yet how that does not take away that you have also the human experience, and how actually they are connected, very much connected. I love that, because I think there can be this perception that people who are more I'll just say woo-woo, right? Because that
woo-woo, yeah,
spiritually
love children. That's the one I love. I went from love child to woo-woo. I skipped over hippie all the way. I went just right into spiritual love child. I'm a love warrior the whole time. Yeah, it's been tough.
Well, I think there can be that perception that people who are so, maybe on one extreme compared to where someone else may feel they are, that person doesn't know what the human experience is. And actually it could be because they are quite in tune with the human experience that's led them to that other side. Yeah.
You're so on target with right now with me. Exactly. Because I've been trying my whole life to show that we can be spiritual and human and both, and live this wonderful experience and constantly take the high road and yet still be in the dark and in the street. I mean, no matter where you are, you're the light. No matter how dark it is, you're the light, and you take it with you in the lightest places and in the darkest places. And when we realize that all we are is just supposed to be the light, life becomes so much more fun, because I don't really connect right now. Is really about detaching, especially. And I don't connect with the planet very much. I just always am floating. That's why it looks that way. But I had children and wanted to be a mother from very early on, and then wanted to be a spiritual minister. And I could have done more, but being so dyslexic and all these issues that I had just put me down this other path to being resourceful now. So I've had to do everything all by myself, which again, so many of us have gone through all of this. And the biggest thing now is for us to be we don't have, the light workers that have been doing this all their life, we actually get to kind of chill now and try to help everybody else, because we've done our work. So people either do their personal work or their outside work. And right now we're trying to do our inside work.
I love that you bring that up. I'd like to talk about that in the context of your story. Of course, we don't have to dive any much deeper into it, but you talked about losing your son and then having this experience where you felt like you met the creator, and somewhere in there was this awareness that at some point you felt disempowered. So what would you say is the work that got you to that space of feeling more empowered and having that creator experience? Or how do all those things connect?
Sure. Because when you are in tragic moment, okay, you're in shock. That's the worst one of all, when you're not ready for it. You're in shock. So, when you lose a child, you typically don't want to live anymore, but you don't have a choice in the matter. You keep waking up every day, whether you want to or not. You literally don't have the choice. Now, you can take the choice to go against your creator and get mad and say, you took them away. Or you can go the other way, which I knew there was a creator. And I said, oh, thank God you're there. And I don't know if I failed or I did okay as a mother, but I know that he's in your hands now. And if I could just know somehow a little sign that he's in your hands, I will be perfectly okay and go take care of everyone else, because I got this funeral and all this stuff I have to take care of for everyone, because I'm the healer, right? And he showed up. I mean, he just boom, just like that. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I just went down to the ground because, When we can empower ourselves to the point of feeling so empowered that the Creator can show up and we do not feel we have to bow down and worship, we are really, really ready to step up and evolve. Because before that, when I became a minister, he literally handed me a church, and I call him he for me, but because of my upbringing. But I hesitated, and the next time I'm like, oh no, I'll never hesitate again, because if there's a mission for you, it's just for you. You're equipped to do it, and that's where the knowing comes in. So that one experience was so empowering because I took the choice. Because I've helped so many people in my life take the other choice. And it would be so hypocritical for me to go down that road. I never even thought twice, to be honest with you. I just made the suggestion and it just happened. It was so spontaneous out of realness. And I was ready for it. That's the thing. I was ready for it.
Can you be a little more? Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful we're having this conversation. And if you're watching and want to ask questions, please do, especially while we're live, would be wonderful. Renee, can you share with us a little more specifically, what was that experience when you experienced the Creator? Was that a visual experience? Was it an audible experience? I mean, you mentioned that you felt it, you sensed it, but what exactly? I mean, and it sounds like, you really empowered yourself by the choice of asking a question, saying, look, I'm going to ask for help and some guidance here.
Absolutely. And it is all about the question. That's what I've learned lately, is by pulling into one of my keys as the wisdom key. It really is about the question, because I've been a psychic. I'm a metaphysical minister. I can do everything because I'm connected to the Creator and I have the information. So it's the really question. It doesn't have to be woo woo at all. It's just I'm a wealth, a tower of wealth. A tower of a wealth of information. Sorry, a wealth of information. So it just depends on how you access it. So what I've learned is that people have come to me all my life, and it's like, read me, and it's like, no, ask the question, because it really is about the question. So it is the best question you could ask, because it's probably the hardest one I can answer, and most can't stump me.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
It's very hard to explain that, because anybody else who's had any kind of feeling of having their past loved one around them, and you get that blanket of love, you might smell something, you might feel or hear something because it was your grandma, and you remember certain smells or certain things and the way that she felt, and you might even hear her voice, or just a certain, some people do weird things with their, they make weird sounds, and someone even snorting all the time. I mean, I clearing their throat. All those weird things have come through when I've been talking to other people that are passed on, but they're, sorry, fly by with the cat. He's got to get his thing in too.
So that can be a sign right there too.
Yeah, there he goes again. Okay,
it's
so
whatever resonates with us. Yeah.
So now the angels are at a different level. So when the angels come in, they're very high vibing. They're very, very clear energy, and they like it clean, I mean, like when I just freshly shower and I'm real clean and clear and cleared everything out, then the angels come in, especially when I had my church, we would sing, and they love it when everyone's singing and in the high vibes. Okay, so I've already experienced that, and I've brought that in from the people in my church and everything. So we've gone up as much as understanding how the angels feel, but not too many people can handle the experience of the Creator, because at 4 years old, I had a near-death experience and a walk-in. So I was awake then. Then I experienced my own experience with the Creator, because I'd gone all these years, 20-some years of dealing with all this. So I was prepared for that energy, and I don't know how to explain it other than it was like being immediately wrapped in a warm, fuzzy blanket. That feeling you get like, you just, all the way to your bones. It's not like an elation thing, like, orgasmic. I have to say that because that's external, right? You get the hair stands up on your ends and you're like, that's external. Where this was very internal. It was like this big wrap of a big warm fuzzy blanket, and it went all around inside of me too. It was like all encompassing, all love. So for me, trying to be in this world, having loving relationships is the biggest thing. That's my physical relationship, is learning to love people. Because when you're angelic or you're a creator or you're a goddess and you love unconditionally, or you're non-judgmental, or very forgiving, and other people are not, you know how hard it is for them to be with us? I've had to really come to full terms with stopping. I don't male bash because they all came from a woman, but I did have some issues with those partners and blaming them. And I really come full circle to understand, no, they just weren't capable of loving on the same level, and that's not their fault, right? And when you get exploded by somebody who loves like 5,000 and you're trying to get to your 100, it's very overwhelming. And so that's been my experience, is to try to love on a regular level.
Well, and that, to me, that makes a lot of sense, because if you're, love is a very high vibration. So if you are immersed in that majority of the time, and you might be with someone who's maybe not, or maybe experiencing more dips and all that, there is going to be a challenge to maintain that connection and all the things that a relationship requires. So that does make a lot of sense.
Well, a lot of twins are coming together. We're going to hear a lot of twins are coming together. A lot of people are enlightening right now. A lot of people who are on their own are really it's their time to be learning themselves, finding out who they are. And then there's the advanced ones that are just here to be focused to help all of you. Like I'm at the point, I don't think I need to be worried about a relationship. I have children. I've gone through life and death with them. I was married once. I'm about 56, and I'm about ready to give up on it because of the way I love. And I'm sure there's some men out there that might hear this and and say, hey, I can do that. But at this point, I have enough love for the whole planet. And when I connect down into the center of this planet, where that blue, beautiful creator female spirit of this planet is, she gives me enough love back to just spread it back out all over the whole planet like a big rainbow. And I've just been doing that with the planet and with her instead, because she can handle my love. And I just empowered back up. I'm like, I'm tired of this. I declared 2 months ago when I took some time off, because the waves, the energies since the big retrograde in March, and then it was my birthday, I haven't been on, because we're all going through so much the last 3-4 months. So if you guys are out there freaking out, that's normal. So come to us, because that's the new norm. And we used to be the Abby weird normals. Well, now we're the new norm. So when you guys are hearing things and seeing things and freaking out, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember Renee. She told me she's done that her whole life. Seek out somebody to get some help. Most of our advancements and ascension is on our own. But there are some of us out there to help us to move quicker, because quite frankly, when all of us are done, the end says we can't go we can't leave any man behind. So we all in this together. So I want you all to know you're not going to get left behind. So all of you who are scared out there, worried about you're not moving fast enough or not doing anything, everybody is perfect, just the way they are.
So that's a really good point for me to ask. If someone's in that space and they know that they're receiving they're in an upgrade right now, they're up leveling spiritually, they may be experiencing their own awakening, right? All these terms that
dark nights of the soul, going through some crazy dark nights,
all of that stuff, and they may be thinking, oh no, what's happening to me, or I can't keep up. If you're very aware of it and you start to find yourself in that space of comparing your journey to someone else's, I encourage you not to do that, but of course we all at some point do, but then stop it. but well, and what I love is what you're saying is, though, that no one's getting left behind. Well, you just speak to that. Like, what do you mean by that exactly?
Well, if we're all going, I mean, there's these ideas of how we're going to split and all these other different things, and some people may stay, some people may go. There's always all kinds of predictions. But when we got to the wall and we're ready to go, the answer is no, not yet. Okay, and get back to work again and keep helping everybody, because it's not going to happen that way. We're all going together because it's a collective conscious thing. And when we were at 144,000 awake light workers, it was our mission to work this whole lifetime and doing what we did, and we did it. Okay, so we succeeded last year. The Lions Gate opened up and everything's all wonderful. We were supposed to be gone, but we aren't. So now it's a whole new future, and we're creating it now moving forward. We spent our whole life learning all this stuff, and now our upgrades are that we don't have to do. It's all right. See, everything I've learned always comes back to the Creator. I go around these missions, I go learning these things, and I hear, don't forget about me when I'm always done. So there's wonderful circles of journey, but you'll always come back to the Creator when you're done. Always. So it's really the journey round and round and round. And sometimes you run so fast because that's the way us humans are. We catch up with ourselves and pass ourselves. So when it looks like we're having a premonition, actually, we're seeing something in the past. Now, that's a big thing to kind of grasp around, but right now we're shifting timelines and dimensions. And in order to explain that, I used to think we had to have multiple, lives in order to ascend. But what if we have multiple timelines and multiple dimensions all happening at the same time? What if this Renee is making all the possible choices there are, but this one right here, right now, took the high road her whole life, decided to be the good person and make those choices and let the other ones make the other ones. And now at this point we pull together, and now I choose to be the self-expression, the full expression of Renee. At the point I would think I'd get to leave, I'm actually just expressing better now. So it's always something else. I don't know if we're ever going to get to leave, to be honest with you. We don't want to. Why did we leave in the first place? Because if we're just a ball of energy and we can't feel anything, we came here to have these wonderful, awesome bodies to feel and enjoy and share love and knowledge, and really that's all it is. And we just get so wrapped up in our materialism that we forget we're just supposed to love each other. And it is that simple.
Renee, what helps you? So knowing that, this experience, all of our experience is constantly evolving. We're constantly growing. And like you said, we have different choices. We can choose to be this version of ourselves or this version of ourselves or this version or this, right? There's so many. And as you're having that experience and as you grow through it going, oh, okay, I'm becoming more aware, more spiritually aware. What helps you to stay grounded in this human experience as you're going through that? Because it can be really nice to want to separate from the human experience at times. I totally get that. And yet we have the most impact and value when we can also be grounded, because this is what we're living. So
that's right. And that's what I love about you, Kim. You're so smart and you got such good questions.
Oh,
and it's just something I just kind of went through with my son. So I'm going to kind of backtrack here.
Okay.
And kind of talk through his experience, because can you imagine growing up with me? Okay, so he every now and then would put me on the spot, and then I'd come through and he'd stop doing that, right? But he should be very much aware of everything. His mother's been awake all his life. But last Lions Gate, I had him ready, or a year, 2018, with me. And of course, he opened up and woke up, but it took a year to tell me. Okay, so he's saying things, hearing things, and it's normal. And he's grasping like, my mother's really been seeing things her whole life, and it's like, if everything she said her whole life has been real now, that's you have to grasp that, because anyone who's known me my whole life, all the things I've said and done, now all of a sudden it's like you can't dismiss it anymore. And so for him, he has to totally rationalize all this. Plus, everything that we do affects our DNA and affects our children and our parents. So as I'm evolving, so is he, on top of his normal evolution. And he's a manifester on top of it. So and he's about to turn 33 this year. So he's going through some math things, and he should be right here able to ask me. He's sitting right next to me. We're going through a lot of stuff right now, and he still can't ask me. This is something that most people, it is so internal. It is so scary. And I understand. People point at you and say you're crazy and oh my God, don't talk about that stuff. And you've heard it for so long, you put everything in the closet and you just don't talk about it. You see someone like me, what I go through, because I'm not going to put it away in the closet. I can't. It comes flying out. The door won't lock. I can't unknow. That's the thing. Once you guys know, you can't unknow, and it goes with you life after life. So everybody who's waking up, here's the thing. Everybody else out there in all the other multi-universes know this. There's been a lot of chatter, a lot of talk across the multi-universes about how we're all evolving together as a group. And they're so proud of us. And I'm so proud of us. And we are so proud of us that our job right now is just to tell everyone, oh my God, you're doing so good. Just keep doing what you're doing. Do not quit. Do not be alone in the dark and cry, please. This is now the time to come out into the light, even if you're crying. Come out into the light and cry, because somebody will come and help you. We are going to start helping each other now, whether we like it or not. And a lot of people sometimes have a hard time asking for help. And that's what I just learned. You need to learn to ask for help. And we're out here. Go online. You can be very private and quiet. People don't have to know. With us, we will keep it very quiet. Trust me, we understand. We've gone through this ourselves.
So Renee, share with us, when you were younger, knowing that you'd already had spiritual experiences, was there ever a time when you did say, oh, I can't share this, and try to lock it away in a closet? Or were you always just no? Okay.
I can't. I might have tried, but I forgot because I can't. Yeah. No, I don't have any filters, and I've tried. Okay. I tried to dumb myself down. I tried to be less light. I tried to quit being so sickening sweet. That's what I heard when I was young. I tried to quit being so loving with all the men. It's like relationships. I tried to quit talking about metaphysics every day and night. I can't. I just can't, and I'm sick and tired of it, and I'm not doing it anymore. And I declared that last month, and I gave up the F word, and I started saying sacred instead. And for 3 days, I couldn't even say the sacred word because I realized there was no way to put the F word into any language anymore. So all of a sudden, everything changed in my life. If it's not sacred, it's gone.
Wow.
It's just gone because I made a declaration. So really that's what it is. You declare out in the universe just once and say thank you and move on and allow the universe to bring us our manifestations, because it's really about being serious, knowing that you can do it, and then just saying, okay, I'm going to be patient, because us humans are the most impatient creatures out there. And we're like almost funny to everybody else. Everyone else understands there's eons and eons and time is an illusion, but we're still figuring it out, right? We're still working on it.
Renee, I love what you basically just shared with us all, is that you finally said, I'm going to stop trying to be something I'm not. And I'm going to be who I am. And it doesn't matter if other people don't like it, if it's somehow, different, weird, whatever it is for them, you're going to be in alignment with you and speak your truth. And this next question, I'm just going to ask it, even though it might sound a little obvious, but
go ahead.
Why was that important to you to say, I'm not going to dumb myself down or stop being this way or that way? Why was it important to you?
You know all the great questions, because and everybody, we don't talk about things ahead of time, because when you're spiritually connected, you have faith in knowing that we can just do this, and we are. So the reason I did that, and because she doesn't know anything, she's just getting this spiritually, right?
Oh, I love you.
Inside here in this heart is my creator. Okay, that's my God, my creator is in my heart, and I'm not going to stop speaking the love anymore. And this human fear wants to say maybe you shouldn't. Maybe people are going to be not accepting you. Maybe you won't live. You won't have money. You won't be able to survive. Well, guess what? We don't need crap to survive. It's just an illusion. I've gotten rid of everything. I could live in a vehicle now. And I could still move and still go help everyone. So it changes. You do everything about ego and learning who you are and pulling yourself out of your ego into your spirit. And then you let go of everything and detach. So you guys, you got to get used to it. You're going to be doing these vicious circles round and round, learning something new and then letting go. Learning something new and more control than letting go. And everything now is so spontaneous. All we need to do when we meet each other is put our hands out and then put, your other ones on top. Just allow the energy to exchange for a minute, or maybe go like this. We don't have to do anything anymore. I don't have to say a word. I literally can just exchange everything quietly. Can you imagine me just allowing my energy to go out with you guys and exchange it without talking? I would float, because that's what's going to happen. I'm about to float. They're holding us down. I would have already been floating, but that's not gravity. Something else is holding us down, because when you start, raising with your prana, and start lightening up, we all feel like we're just going to start flying, and we're like, when's it going to happen? And we're having feet issues, and it's like, that's because it's human feet. But we're of spirit. And when you're a spirit out of body, you're just an orb with a little Merkaba. You don't have feet. You don't have legs. You don't have anything. You just float. We are floaters.
Well, okay, so let me share, I love.
We don't have wings. I mean, we can make wings and fly, but we're floaters.
I love everything you're saying. And for those who are going, okay, hear what she's saying, but maybe you don't feel like you're quite there yet, I want to help bridge a little gap, because part of my experience, what I've learned is that I used to think surrendering or asking for help, even focusing energy, I used to think it was something you had to really do. Like, you have to focus. You have to like, how do I surrender? Like, what's the thing? What do I do? And I kept looking for this, like,
another good question. Everything's grandeur, big, grandiose grandeurs. That's the first thing you got to learn to stop doing. So the first thing I did is I kept expecting rainbows and angels flying around and cherubs and everything. It's not like that. It's not ever what you think it is. It's all subtle and sweet and simple. That's how our creator works. Subtle, sweet, and simple.
And what I've learned is we all have our different ways. So I love that you're sharing for you that it's a simple energy and you don't need to speak words. And for those who out there who are thinking, what, I don't know how to do that, or I'm not there or something, I want to say that it also can be as simple as saying, I surrender. Like,
yeah, it's a willpower. It literally is your willpower. That's what we have as humans, is willpower. That's what our creator gave us, willpower. Okay, so our willpower is the most strongest thing we have, and we wield it with love. So when you got your love behind your willpower and you know that you can do it like I do, I can do anything because I know I can do it. And it is as simple as that. I'm not focusing. I'm not doing. Now, sometimes I will focus and clear my mind so I can hear things better. But that was because I was searching all over. Once you finally get that connection with your creator in your heart, you don't go anywhere else anymore. You just go sink right in with the breath. And that's it, man. You're in there. You don't have to do anything else. And then it comes out simplistic and beautiful. All these other words and all these libraries and information I've had for years. When I breathe and let the creator out, it's just so not me. It's so love. I mean, it's me too. God, I shouldn't say that. Yes, it's all me and it's all us and we're creating. But it's so different.
Well, it sounds like you've really let go of a lot of resistance. You are you really do have a lot of flow. And so the person who may be in the space of thinking, well, Kim says it can be as simple as me saying I surrender, and I'm thinking it, but I know inside I still have a little bit of resistance. It's that energy of that resistance that's resisting even simply saying it, that could be speaking the louder message, the louder energy. And so I don't, to me, I find that each of these things are, happen in stages. And so by even saying, okay, well, I'm going to make the conscious decision to say, I surrender and release that resistance that's holding you back, then that's your yes to being in flow. And then at some point it may become even easier where, you don't even need to.
And it is easier now because you were used to, see, honey, we've just upgraded this last year. So we're used to what we've been doing the last 10 years, right? It's so much easier even now. It's just a matter of knowing you can do it, having the strength of your willpower and literally voicing the words and commanding it to the universe. I surrender. I spent so many years going, I don't know if I know how to surrender. Can I surrender? Do I know how to surrender? I'd like to surrender. I'm not sure if I can surrender. Can I surrender? And it's like all of a sudden was like, forget it. I surrender. And that was it. It really is just that simple once you believe in yourself. Because if you don't have a faith in the creator or anything else, well then, geez, at least believe in yourself, please. Believe in something.
Yes. So for anybody watching now, we are definitely having a very spiritually inclined conversation today. And I am so glad that you are here. If you have questions, because, oh my goodness, we're 3/4 through already. How'd that happen? Okay. So anyway, if you are here with us live or on the replay, please go ahead and let us know if you have any questions so we can go ahead and respond to those, especially before we end live if you're live. So Renee, okay, just now being mindful of the time. So, what you've shared so much, I would just say, key insights and inspirational tips throughout sharing your story and everything that you've shared already. But is there something else that a message that you really want to make sure that people receive today?
Sure. I got through most of it. It's really about love. Please love yourselves. So most don't feel deserving. So feel worthy and deserving. So love yourselves, until you can say, I love you and feel it all over your body responding, going, yes, I love you back. Then you finally love yourself. That's how you know. Okay. And when you can love yourself that good, you're ready to go out and love others. And this whole movement is about taking care of your brothers and sisters. Okay. And if you've got a lot, then please go out and try to help those that don't. Okay. Some are prospering and some are struggling. And right now, the biggest question or the biggest message we're hearing is unification and unite with your brothers and sisters. So we're on different wave levels of our evolution. So when you're waking, find others that are awakening. If you've already been awake a long time, find other brothers and sisters. I'm getting back to my roots of healing again. I pull back together with other healers, master healers, and sacred sisters, where we're just able to just love each other and do loving memes all day long, day in and day out, and everyone else would freak out if they were in there, but not us. I mean, our loving sisters, we never had any emotional issues. We all just give each other love day in and day out. So if any of you want to be in a loving sister kind of a pure, true love kind of a group, join on in. If you want to be in the healing groups, come on in. We have angels, we have 5D dimensions, we have so many different ways for you. If there's something I can't do for you, I have so many friends out there that I can refer you to. Oh, also, Kim, please don't stay out there by yourself. We are all about unifying and uniting. If you find someone by themselves crying in the dark, please don't leave them there. Please don't leave them there. If you don't know what to do something. Just don't do nothing.
A beautiful, beautiful message. Renee, for someone who can identify that they can identify that they are that love, and they just know that they are it, and they give it, and they be it so freely, but may also be having a hard time with other people who, like you said, were not quite at that same space, who may be to some degree not mindful of boundaries.
Okay.
Are there any tips you have for a person in that space of what they can do to?
Yeah, I think you started to ask that too earlier. I'm coming back to that. We were working on some issues like learning, saging. Okay, saging is kind of a quick one. Okay, so you sage really fast, breathe it in, get it all around you, and then start thinking, what can I do next? So when you're freaking out or you're having issues, sage is always good to have close by. Saying your prayers, whatever it is that your prayers, whatever faith or religion you are, that always is key. That's what we have our faith for, is for our strength. For our willpower and our faith, whatever that might be, even if it's family, you go to family. The key is not to be alone and to ask for help. A lot of us are stubborn and won't ask for help. Then there's others that, go into straight up victim mode. But we're able to, understand that, because in order to have tragedies and go into victim mode and all those other things, it's all to learn sovereignty. We're all going through it. We all see it. That's why once we learn, we can see other people going through things. They come to us then because we know how to help them. We're counselors, natural counselors that way.
I love that you brought up the victim thing. And what I always like to say is, if you have a moment of realization of like, oh crap, I've been in victim mode, I say, don't shame yourself for it, but what can you do to get back to that empowered space? And like you were saying earlier, it can be as simple as asking the questions.
That's right.
Asking whatever your faith is, whatever your higher power creator is, and
talking to God, praying to God, calling your angels in, meditating, bringing Metatron. Everybody, just about everybody, loves Archangel Michael. So in your worst times, Archangel Michael is always the one to call to. As he's the strongest defender there is, and he loves and protects all of us. So he already is protecting you. So you should already say thank you. So when you ask for help, it's not, oh, please help me. It's, oh, thank you, Michael, for being here right now and helping me in this situation. And I don't know how many times I've done that in front of my children and other people, and people who are attacking us literally just wandered away, stumbling and verbally just, because when they're drunk or on drugs or mentally unstable, angels have they just kind of deter them. They don't need to hurt anyone. We never do harm. We just use love, and we deter them with different ideas and different thoughts of, no, you don't want to be angry and hateful. You want to play. Here's a little butterfly. Let's go fly. Let's go after the butterfly. It's like they just literally stop being mean. All of a sudden they turn around and they walk away like just mumbling. It's like, it's amazing how the angels work when you really, so it's about faith and putting you into that point to where you pray to something outside of you to bring you help. And then when you realize that really it's you that did the praying, it's your willpower, it comes back around to you again. And you realize, oh my God, it's inside of my heart. It's my God that's doing all this. And everybody's around happy to help. But now that they know that I've got it, now it's time to go help other people get it too. It's all in your heart. It's your faith and your willpower. And it is that simple. It's not that difficult. Anyone can do it. The third eye opens up. There's been a lot of heart and third eye penal gland. Right? I can always say that. And so a lot of people's third eyes are opening. So a lot of people are seeing things everywhere. So, just go to people that can help you. That's all.
And I something I can identify is
there's not a pill for it. There's no pill for seeing angels and dead people. Let me tell you, there's no pill for it.
Well, for anyone who's hearing this, I'm getting some feedback. So I hope if you're listening, if you're getting feedback, I apologize.
It's only tiny.
You hear it a little bit on your end. Okay. Sorry. So I have to focus extra when I start to hear that. What I would say is that I so agree with what Renee's saying, is that it doesn't have to be hard, or it's not hard. And yet, until you get to that space where you experience that for yourself, it feels like it's astronomically hard.
Fear. It's all fear. We literally are trying to rise above fear. As soon as you realize that, it does become simple.
That it's been simple all along. And I really feel like it's a lot of the, it's learning how to, kind of undo all the stuff that we learned over time that may have served us, up until this point. And then it's like, oh, okay, actually, I need to release some of those beliefs or the conditioning that we may have had. So And I think it's, it's a personal journey for every person. So it's like learning how to not be hard with yourself, but having that intention to go, okay, I'm going to learn how to become more clear. I'm going to learn what it means to drop into my heart and, connect with my own, the God within, or, how all these phrases that you hear, knowing that there's a resonance, there's something there for you, but wherever you might be, there might be a part of you that's going, I don't know what that means, or I don't know how to do that. It's so much simpler if you just continue to say, I'm willing to figure it out. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to, be open and surrender to learn. And at time, you'll be at that place where you'll go, oh my gosh, this is so much simpler. And I just, it was the journey of learning how to get there. And
don't forget to fail. Don't you guys forget to fail along the way. Did you guys forget? You're allowed. You're supposed to fail. Hello out there. You're supposed to fail. That's how you learn. So quit beating yourself up. You're supposed to do that. You're human. You're allowed. If we were just spirit and not human, we'd all have to be perfect. That would be hell.
Oh my gosh. Yes. No. Yes. Oh my God. Part of my journey is, I consider myself a recovering perfectionist. And so
control issues.
So opening that space. Oh, it's hot here. You can tell. Opening that space to say, okay, I'm going to release this. And then you see so much more messiness once you do that, but you finally releasing that control and being able to start to step into the flow when you say, I'm going to allow myself to
do it, to flow. Yeah. Because we're still going through stuff, you and I, everyone out there, come on. We haven't stopped going through hell or heaven. It's just our choice. And we choose to flow. And we're just not going up and down and up and down and up and down because we choose not to do that anymore. We're just going to flow and let it go because we know it'll be okay. What can go wrong? What's the worst thing that can go wrong? We die. Oh, okay, I'm all right with that. I'm okay. As long as you're okay with passing on, then really what else is there? Maybe a little painful body harm, but mostly it's just all fear. It really is fear. And once you get past the fear, then you can start playing.
Well, and I love that. And I will also just personally say, though, even though my goal is to continue to flow, I'm also very aware, I'm still having that human experience, right? I'm still here in the flesh. So I have those moments, to me, it's all part of it. It's like, as long as I'm living, I'm going to have the ebb and the flow. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm cycling back around. Oh, I thought I kind of learned this. And right. Another layer, another level to learn. So to me, it's an ongoing journey. No matter where you think you are, you're doing fantastic. And I love how, are you just saying, right, don't give up. And everything that feels like you fell down again, it's
right.
Okay, awesome. You learned something new.
Don't be so serious.
Oh gosh, that's a hard one for me.
I know. That's why I'm like bringing that one up. So when the little girl comes up and goes, knock, 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 knock. Hello, can we play? Please, can we play? You don't play with me anymore. Remember when you had kids, when you were younger, or you're around little kids, and all they ever want to do is just play. Well, we don't even think about it, let alone say it anymore. So when the little Kim or the little Renee says hello, quit ignoring her, and let her play, because we actually should play probably 3/4, half of the day at least.
A lot more of the time.
So serious. Why are we so serious?
Okay, Renee, excellent point. I love it. And I know that was totally for me. And
all of us, honey. All of us.
Renee, we're getting towards the end of this interview. Please go ahead and share with us. You host the Spot On show, and you also are an intuitive life coach. And will you share with us, how you work with clients and why you decided to do the Spot On show and those kinds of things?
Well, I was divinely inspired for sure, and then divinely supported by other angels. So it just happened in December. It just kind of came about. I did about 10 interviews, and then all the energies hit, and everyone's like, I can't do anything until everything settles in. I'm upgrading everything. Like, how can I interview when I can't even explain where I'm at yet? So we literally have had to wait months till we could come back around. And I knew June was going to be better and July is going to be birthday month. So we're going to be celebrating. So this is actually my launch right now. I haven't done an interview in months because of all the weird energies. And I might not have right now if I hadn't planned this a few months ago, right? I just intuitively went for now, and it just worked to be my launch date because I'm back again. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 different kinds of things. I'm not just going to do interviews. That's what I always wanted to do. And I'm okay with that. But then what happens afterwards? Okay, I introduce everyone. Now I'd like to be able to do a monthly interaction. That's going to be my galactic gatherings. But I also have a surprise. And I told everyone I had a surprise. So everyone out there, how did Kim and I get together? This is a unique thing. Spontaneity. There's synchronicity is wonderful. Everything is planned. So we have my friend who bought me my first tarot deck of cards, and I decided to turn the camera on and start all this. Michael is Kim's cousin. So for 2 years, we've known each other, and we've done these interviews and all these wonderful things, but we haven't actually gotten to meet each other. I have some beautiful sisters from around the world and still haven't gotten to meet them, but they've healed so much. And you are one of them, my loving soul sister, big time. And it was just Michael, who was a wonderful conduit. Thank you very much. And he's going to drive me to see you for your book signing. And we're going to turn the camera on and do a spot on surprise interview. Surprise. Only the people that get to watch this will know the surprise. And kind of do just a spot on interview, but not really interview, just a spot on quick, show to support you while you're doing a book signing, because I am so proud of you. Your book is so beautiful. I said that, I meant it. It's by the side of my bed. The pictures are so beautiful and the meditations are so wonderful. Yes. This is time to plug your book. Absolutely. I'm coming there personally, and that's going to be my next spot on show, is to come out to Santa Barbara from Phoenix, Arizona this Saturday. And so everybody out there who hears this, be ready. And I did pick this up because I wanted real quick to say that this is a magic wand full of dust and glitter. And many of us want a magic wand. But what I want everyone to know out there is that we are the magic wand. And if you want to make any change in life, you're the one that needs to do it. And one person can make a difference. We never thought we could, but guess what? We all made a difference. We changed this whole planet's future. So if we can do it, so can you.
Beautiful, Renee. Thank you. And let me just say, actually, so this weekend's book signing is in Long Beach, California.
Oh, in Long Beach. I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. No, it's totally fine. So yeah, so anybody,
Long Beach. That's right. That's right.
Anybody who would like to attend that, I'd love to see you. It's in Long Beach at Gatsby Books this Saturday, June 15th from 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific time, and 3:30 to 4:15. I'll be doing a short talk and a live guided meditation. I'd love to see you. So you can find out more information about that on the at Kim O'Neill Coaching, Every Day's a New Day show and coaching page. And Renee, where can people connect with you after the show and find out more about you?
Well, I'm still working on my websites, but usually the websites are the best. And I do have, if you get to my Facebook groups, there's usually different groups. There's always the YouTube channel. So I've only got like 59 people right now. So all the subscribing is free, everyone. It's just supporting the people that have a YouTube channel. So that's probably the best thing, is to go to the YouTube channel. I'm just about ready to change everything, and it's going to be all cool. And then the website. So there's askmysticrose.com. There's the spot on .show. And then there's promo.missreneerose.com that's got everything on it. So they're all hard to remember, but we'll have the little links, in there, so we don't have to worry.
Yes, your links will be shared. Okay, wonderful. Well, Renee, thank you so much for being here as a guest today. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I just absolutely, I love that you are allowing yourself to be who you are.
Thank you. Well, that's why I didn't say anything specific, because if you need me, here I am. I can do whatever. I'm a metaphysical minister. I can do anything. 5 minutes, one question, or 5 hours. Depends on what you can handle. And, if you literally are spiritually really deprived, or having some really, really tremendous things happening, and you don't have anything, don't let that stop you. I've not had anything too. So most of us, we can't just give it all away for free, but people who really need it, we help them. So just so you all know that, we always are willing to help you, even if you don't have money. But we don't want to be taken advantage of.
Oh, no, definitely not. No, if you are, oh yeah, everybody, regardless of their gifts, absolutely. There's always an exchange. So absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, Renee. And thank you to everyone who was with us live or on the replay. Again, I remind you that wherever you are today does not need to be where you are tomorrow. And one of the most amazing things you can do to really support yourself in experiencing that new day is what Renee was talking about being who you are. And
I absolve you of your past. So today's a new day for tomorrow. Okay, I absolve you. It's just like that. To just make a decision to make tomorrow a new day and the rest of your life, right?
Yes, can be as simple as that. So thank you for being here. If you can find this show over on the Every Day is a New Day show and coaching page here on Facebook. You will also find it on iTunes, on YouTube. And if you would like to find out more about coaching with me, as I support you in being able to be who you are and stand confidently in that, then also head on over to KimO'NeillCoaching.com and you can book a free consultation. And that is it for today. So that's our show.
Yay.
We'll say goodbye for now. So thank you to everyone who is here with us. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, everything. Thank you for everything. Bye.
Bye.
And that's today's show. So, what are you taking away? Let me know down in the comments wherever you listened or watched today's episode, and connect with me on Facebook on the Every Day is a New Day show and coaching page, or visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com for more info. Remember, every day is always a new day. Wherever you are today does not have to be where you are tomorrow. There is always hope, and you will always be amazing. I'll see you next time.